Well, you must note this is not only colossally incompetent, but a scandal of the first proportion. Top US officials, including the Vice President and Secretary of Defense, discussing the most sensitive information on a commercially available app that is both easy for foreign adversaries to penetrate and seemingly designated and designed to circumvent the public records law that allow for scrutiny of their policy communications. But for further clarity, live from Washington, D.C., we have with us Daniel Block. Daniel, as always, thanks so much for making time for us. Stephen Miller's suggestion of extracting economic gain from allies like Europe, it raises the big question, is this a realistic and ethical approach to global diplomacy? These chats have revealed so much. Does it reflect a more transactional, what's in it for us mindset that actually undermines long-term alliances as far as US's approach is concerned?
I think that's certainly a huge concern in Washington, particularly among Democrats and the remaining parts of the Republican Party that have not bought into Trumpism. That European allies are going to see this, other US allies are going to see this and think they can't trust the United States unless they are able to sign on to some sort of protection racket. And I think what's particularly jarring about this in particular is two things. First, it suggests to the Europeans and again to other US allies that this is not just something Trump is saying publicly, but that this is privately what the administration thinks as well, because these are private messages they did not expect to be read. And second, I think in terms of the United States trying to maintain its alliances, you now have serious concerns. You had concerns before, but now you have even more serious concerns among allies that if they share intelligence with the United States, it will not be in safe hands for exactly the reasons that we're talking about right now.
Daniel, also given the contradictions in these leaked chat logs, where Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth had opposing views on foreign policy, does this indicate a fundamental lack of direction in Trump's foreign policy?
I mean, the Trump administration has always been known for having contradictions and being contradictory and often having policies that are contradicted by what they say their aims are. Now, of course, to be fair, every administration has disagreements and every administration has policymakers and senior officials who don't see eye to eye. So that in and of itself is not necessarily atypical, but with Trump, it's always magnified to an enormous degree. There's always more fighting. There's always more disagreements. There's always more contradictions than there are during a quote unquote normal presidential administration.
Well, we'll wait and see how this unfolds and whether the White House continues to downplay this. Thanks so much, as always, Daniel, though, for joining us on NDTV.